Sentence and Theme, A Foundation for High School Composition, Revised Edition by C. H. Ward. Copyright 1917 and 1923. Part 1. Construction of single words aiming at a goal in themes. Sentence lesson number 1. The goal of every grammar lesson. Why we study grammar. One great difference between animals and civilized people is that people cannot live without composition. All the world's work, all the business and government and science is carried on by some kind of composition. There are letters, speeches, telegrams, stories, books of science. All composition is made up of sentences. If a businessman or army officer, engineer, or lawyer does not know how to use sentences, he cannot succeed. No person is educated or fitted to advance in the world until he can make sentences express what he wants to say. We cannot be masters of sentences until we learn all about them by studying grammar. The sentence error, the deepest kind of ignorance, What do you consider the principal faults in the following paragraphs from a theme about the Apple Bandits?
Why are you afraid the old fellas can't see us? We do this little stunt, we get away before he even thinks of turning around. Yeah, but there's a hired man. Don't you see him? That's him over there in the back of the big bush. He's got a game leg. I'm not afraid of him. And the old fella is so busy that I'll bet you'd have to shoot a gun to make him turn around. Then it's absolutely safe to take a whole bushel of apples.
You may object to such slang as stunt and game leg, or to such an error as that's him, or to such a clumsy phrase as in back of. But a storyteller must give the words that the boys used. He is not guilty of their mistakes. How did he show his own ignorance? In the first paragraph, he used a comma and a small letter, where he should have put a question mark and a capital. In the third paragraph, he used a comma instead of a period, and he wrote that it's absolutely safe, as if it were a complete sentence. These three errors show that the writer has no notion of what a sentence is. He thinks that two sentences are the same as one, and that a piece of a statement is the same as the whole of it. If he is to learn to write, he must first learn what a sentence is. The fundamental thing, says a school superintendent whose words have been quoted much, is the mastery of the sentence. The lack of this fundamental sentence sense is the most glaring error in elementary school composition. He is speaking of the grades below the junior high school. The fault is much more glaring in high school composition. Now, the only way in which a student can become sentence-sure is by learning about the uses of words. He must know the ways in which nouns are used, else he cannot learn about noun clauses and will suppose that it's safe to be a sentence. He must know about all the uses of adjectives and adverbs, else he cannot be taught why who came in or where we had left the car is not a sentence. He must know clearly the differences between verbs and verbal nouns, verbs and verbal adjectives, else he will always be in danger of writing a part of sentence as the whole of one. Every grammar lesson in this book is one step towards that indispensable knowledge.